Oh my goodness. All right. Welcome everybody. Moment by moment. Where we break down the moments on the NBA Top Shot and who knows what else we get into. Usual suspects here, three ball, King Brett. And our guest, Leet, the legend, the man, Rockets team captain.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up, man?
What's up? What's up, guys? How y'all doing today?
Yo, yo.
Yo,
It's
what's up,
all
Lee?
good.
Glad you joined us today. We were really excited to have you, buddy. You're a big part of our collecting and connecting group. Like Treat mentioned, Houston team captain. All of us have our own interactions with you in our own way, but then you're also, like I said, a big part of our group. So we're talking with you every day. We know you're also a part of the NLL, so we wanted to have you on to break down some of these moments. But let's just talk a little bit about the Houston community first, Space City Central. It was easy for me to join personally, being a Mavs fan, being in Texas. It was one of the first teams that I joined outside of my own, and quickly met you and saw how active you were. Another DGen thing I'm enjoying a lot is poker that we play within the community, and
Yeah.
you guys are doing that, all kinds of giveaways and stuff. So I wanted to ask you just to talk a little bit about your community and what that's been like being a captain.
Well, for me, it's been an awesome experience. I mean, I cannot. I've just, it started out for me in Top Shot just collecting, and it got to a point where I want to kind of do something bigger within the community, be able to build, come in on that side, and you know, TS opened up the captain's program last year. And, initially I didn't want to jump in because I don't live locally to Houston any longer. So it would be a little tougher to kind of host kind of watch parties and local events and things like that. I'd have to fly in every time. So initially I was a little hesitant to do it. But then, so Young Bassy was our first, my co-captain now. And he kind of got everything a little bit started, but he did need some help. So, no one else really kind of stepped into that role, and I kind of know that the Houston Rockets were a little bit underrepresented on Top Shot. We don't have a huge fan base, similar to like the Lakers and other more popular team, Warriors, things like that. They got huge following on Top Shot. So just kind of wanted to build awareness for our team, build the brand, and then also help build the Top Shot brand as well. Just I've had so much fun interacting with you guys and a lot of other community members, and many of which I've considered some of my best friends. That I've never even met in real life before. But I do trust them enough where I send over $1,000 NFT and not even worry about it coming back. So and that's the great thing about Top Shot and what's really kept me around and pushed me forward to kind of just keep building for the community is just all the great wonderful people I've met along the way. So just Space City Central itself, we're the Houston Rockets fan community on Top Shot. Start out really small because the funny thing with our team set is the S2 set is actually the hardest set to accumulate. S3 early on wasn't given access to our team Discord. So it was really, you had to collect S1 or S2, and then S2 has that James Harden MGLE bottleneck, where there's only 499 of them. So it's not very many people that can get into it using the S2 set. So S1 was the least expensive. So just having a more expensive and not as accessible team set for just the average collector to be able to get into our team Discord, that was kind of one of our biggest challenges early on. So we just kind of built up the activities, like you said, poker. We run poker. We try to do that at least once, twice a month. Try to have a big community-wide poker tournament. We run contests, giveaways. We've even done a few like Discord game show style games activities in Discord, just to kind of get an audience and so just kind of using that platform to be able to build awareness for our team, our players, it's been awesome. And I think, we've done a really good job of kind of just helping keep everyone more aware of what the Rockets are doing down in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed you guys seem to have a real strong relationships with the organization, right? They kind of recognize you guys as a real benefit. Is that you feel that?
I would say initially, obviously getting in the door and everything like that, not so much. But now that we've kind of been working with our rep throughout the season,
Yeah.
and then sending fans to games and things like that, it's been a really good experience so far. So it
Yeah.
really accommodated us on a lot of things. Especially later on in the season, they allowed us to go down on the court.
Yeah, I saw that.
And be out there, when the Rockets took the court, we were the human tunnel, that was an awesome experience. So,
That's
That
so
was
cool.
awesome.
probably the best thing, I've ever experienced at a basketball game was that. And being on the same court, you're just standing there and watching LeBron and AD come out also on the other side and just standing on the same court as those great players, there's nothing, I don't even know how to explain that in words, that feeling. It was amazing.
I
I guess
think. Go ahead, Brad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say my invite must have got lost in the mail for that one.
Invite was sent, it's just RSVP was not sent back, unfortunately. But we would have loved to have you. Our next event, you're more than welcome. All you guys, of course. If you're
Speaking of that, a connection has been made in Houston with you guys before, right?
no, well, we haven't met up, but Brad did come down for a game, and I believe we won that game too. So
Brett, with good luck, at least coming down to Houston for the community.
So he brought us a dub, so we appreciate
Dude, no,
that.
it was awesome. It was actually it was the first game I ever won, not like a Mavs, which is my local team, but I lived in Houston for a few years. And funny enough, my fiance now had never been to NBA basketball game, but she likes the Rockets and she's a Houston all sports fan. So that game was the first time that we ever took her or we ever got to go to a game, and it ruined her because your darn seats are so good. Every game after, she's like, "Why aren't we sitting down low like when we were at the Rockets game?" I'm like, "Look, you need to focus on we're at a game now." But dude, it was so much fun, and getting to meet another Rockets collector and just the whole thing, the vibe, the whole thing was awesome. So big fan and love being part of the Rockets community for sure.
Yeah, it feels like one of the things. It's so hard to remember this in the Top Shot collectors world because it feels like we've been in this a long time and we haven't. Like it's and all.
It does.
But this idea of the relationship between collectors and the franchise. I mean, they're just so many of these folks that, like you're saying, your rep. They're just learning about us, right?
Right.
And that's one of the things I think we can be overlooked is the NBA is going to value that kind of relationships with fans, right? That's the bread and butter. And so what you're doing and what you're experiencing there, those relationships are going to get built. Man, they're just going to flourish as the thing grows. I mean, I remember when I first started collecting, they were like, "Oh man, what happens someday if we could get tickets for owning these?" And I was like, "Ain't no way in hell that'll ever happen like that." And then it's like, no, this is a thing. So I think that's a missing piece. Like they're just getting to know us, just like we're getting to know each other because this thing just started.
Yeah, we are definitely early. I mean, when I initially approached my rep, they didn't know anything about NFTs. And then what's awesome is that the last game that we did attend for our IRL event, KBJ and his NFT community was also having an IRL event that same game and that same weekend. So we were able to even collaborate with them, and it was just awesome just be able to bring two communities together. with the common goal of just bringing more people into NFTs and educating more people and just building the community. It was just totally just like a real awesome experience. And so just seeing that and a lot of the people that I did meet within his community, a lot of them never even heard about TopShot, but they're huge, Rockets fans, basketball fans, just like us, but they just weren't aware that, could even, get any utility from TopShot, or weren't even aware of what TopShot was. So it was just awesome being able to kind of collaborate with them, introduce a lot of newer people to NBA TopShot. And so just being able to kind of experience that. But I think every day, I constantly, it's always, something where we're always meeting newer people, trying to onboard them into the space. And, I think overall, I've experienced the ETH side of things, even Solana, Cardano. I've done it all, on the NFT side.
Name drops.
When I went down this rabbit hole. But from my experience, the safest, the easiest on board is going to be Flow System, NBA TopShot, NFL All Day. Those are kind of the easiest way to get someone into NFTs.
Nice. Clip that clip right there. That was perfect. Several things that you said, Treat said, that Triticus said that it hasn't been that long since we've been going to games. That a couple of series ago, that was just a thought, and now we're going regularly. You guys are taking groups of the community. Brett won tickets to the Western Conference Finals for the Mavs that we've brought up. That me and him as the first game we went to, buddy. That was so much fun. And that wasn't even a year ago. We're not even to the finals a year later. So the fact that what Treat said, that time is a weird thing here. It feels like a lot has happened in just such a short time, and we're moving in a great direction. Another thing you said, Lee, was getting multiple communities together. And I know King Brett's talked about this, and Triticus has mentioned on previous shows that an unforeseen thing that we weren't expecting was, you don't want to collect your team because that makes sense. If you're local, you could go to those games and whatnot. But then you start collecting other communities that you're not necessarily able to go to games, but you're able to participate in other ways. And then you're connecting with other teams, captains, and people in that community. And you find yourself knowing about the Rockets, cheering for the Rockets in different ways. And like I said, participating in poker and different things like that. It's so much fun that it gets you out of your comfort zone of just your team and connecting with other people. Such a great point.
No, totally. I mean, I would even say that, me living in California and starting on TopShot and everything, that's kind of how I got started connecting within the community itself, because I'm closer to the Warriors. That's probably the closest community to me. And then the second closest is actually TSK, which is one of the groups I actually identified with really, really early on, and one of the communities that kind of adopted me as even though I was a Rockets fan, they still adopted me into the Kings TSK organization. But it's crazy because when Chewy and Square Bear decided to start TSK, it wasn't even like there was no captain's program even at that time. It was just something that they wanted to do as kind of a TopShot community fan group. And when we actually all self-funded, kind of our first IRL experience in TSK together. We all went out to a game, but we all paid for our own tickets, right? And our own drinks and everything like that. So there was really even no captain's program back then. But what we want to do was just be able to kind of go out as a group together, just enjoy the games, enjoy collecting NFTs, just the whole experience of just being together as a community and just, kind of experiencing some of these things in real life. And so what else, so actually I kind of got my start with that group before even coming out to Space City Central and building up this community. So it kind of just, we kind of did it kind of grassroots at the very beginning. And I don't know if you guys were in TopShot back when TSK started, but coming into our kind of first IRL event during that time, we ran that whole follow Roham campaign on Twitter that everybody saw. So we that kind of just was the kind of launch point for TSK as a brand, and just being to help them build that and being a part of that. I knew that they were in good hands, and that they would be able to take TSK further and farther and be able to build that brand without me. So that's when I decided that, I needed to kind of move over to my community, and kind of help build the Rockets up at that point. So I think I've done a decent job at that so far.
That's really cool. That you started in TSK and learning from them and that grassroots community, and from Chewy, shout out, and Square Bear, but then taking those lessons and sorry, I think I just muted myself again. Those lessons that you learned to take those to Houston and to run Space City Central in a similar way. That's awesome. I know we'll continue talking and getting sidetracked in our own way that we like to, but let's go ahead and open the first moment and check that out if you guys are ready.
Ready to rock.
Awesome.
Bring it on.
Do it.
That's what I like, the excitement, guys.
You're welcome.
All right. First one we got here is PJ Washington.
Uh-oh. PJ.
Still loading on y'all's screen. There we go.
Okay.
Let's see it.
Talk to me.
Nice. There we go. So PJ Washington here. Co-Cap's moment. There are 10,000 minted, about only 500 for sale right now. I'm starting to really like to look at how many of these moments are burned, which is really interesting. It's been a big push over TopShot for a little while. Almost 300 moments burned. Which is kind of crazy. It's only a $6 floor right now, so still very affordable to get in. And something we found out on one of our other podcasts, Cool Cats and some of the cat mascots, PJ, Kentucky Wildcat boy out there. So cool moment. Hornets versus Toronto. He played 33 minutes and had 14 points on the board. So I'd also like to see who passed him the ball. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And he's that's LaMelo, right? He's the Cool Cats icon, the main piece. But yeah, nice little screen and roll slip. Got through. I see Boucher trying to block his shot. Nice dunk over him.
Is that is that Hayward on the right side that is drawing that defender? That look on where Melo's going ball side. It looks like Hayward or somebody's over there. Then that defender doesn't.
That's him. It
Hayward.
just showed his face right there. So he's cutting there on the right wing.
So they had to stay with Hayward, and so that backside help came to double.
Which is another Cool Cat, Hayward.
Yes, a lot of Cool Cats in this one.
Shout out.
Yeah.
We're seeing it against the Raptors, which is a little teaser for somebody. We got another Cool Cat we got coming up in a little bit. But yeah, as Brett mentioned, LaMelo with the pick and roll. I think this is one of the better cut moments. All three today are three of the better cut ones that we've watched, because it shows more of the whole play. We get a little context with the pick and roll, a great pass over the top and finish.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get the facial expressions after, which we love so much of Series 4. It's cool that they got that in this one.
Yeah, I love the celebrations, after the plays. Yeah, reactions, always the best. I mean, even like that Luka, the one where he gets that put back and his reaction, just like the crazy look, it's just so I love that.
Almost frantic. He's all excited.
Yeah. It's like you never see him that excited though about a play. So that's just kind of awesome to see that natural reaction come out.
You feel like the Hornets were heading in the right direction during this kind of run, right? I mean, Washington seemed to be. I was real impressed with him as a rookie, and then Hayward, but just the injuries and suspensions are just it really. Looking back at this, I hadn't thought about this in a while, but I thought they were on a good trajectory to become a really good team, and then they are just a dumpster fire now.
Yeah, I think they did definitely get derailed by some injuries this year, and then they started becoming sellers right at the deadline. So
Yeah,
open up some time for the young guys. I think just obviously the LaMelo injury, that's
yeah,
a huge one. He's the key cog in
no
that
doubt.
team.
You mentioned his rookie season. He was all rookie second team this season with his fellow Kentucky Wildcat Tyler Hero, who we referenced in a previous episode. So they both came out of Kentucky and both were all rookie second team that first year. And so to your point, they had a lot of promise there in the Hornets with PJ. I didn't realize that he was from Frisco, went to high school in Frisco, Texas. Shout out. Yeah. He ended up transferring to Findlay Prep in Vegas, but he was from Frisco before, which is shout out.
Shout out.
Nice. That's a good moment. I agree. I like that one. I don't want to tip my hand. I hadn't seen the other two yet, so
I like that one too. Let's.
Well, my favorite is
anything else on PJ?
You guys already know. I got nothing else on PJ. He's a nice young player.
Yep.
Nice outside range. One of those stretch fours. So I like his game for sure.
Yep.
And he had a monster end of the year when everyone was hurt. So he was going off there.
Really? I didn't pay attention to that. Really? Okay.
Yeah, he had like a 30-point outburst, a couple nice games at the end when he was kind of the focal point for that young team.
Yeah, I gambled on one of his rookies. I spent more than I should have a few years ago.
Yeah, I think we all got a lot of bad trading decisions from a few years ago. So.
Hey, I still got my two badge. I still got my two badge jaw. I spent $2,000 on.
I'm sorry.
I'm never letting that one go. And see, that's the thing, man. It's part of the journey, right?
Yeah,
it's part of the experience.
It is. I mean, I got that James Harden bottleneck at the high, so for the S2 rocket set. So I do understand it.
I know we're going to spend a few minutes extra on this one, so I figure we'll go ahead and get into it. Since we got a Houston captain here, let's go ahead and get to a Houston Co-Capt moment. Another Kentucky Wildcat.
Another Wildcat, yeah.
Wow.
The one overall pick. This is actually against his former team, the Wizards. Really nice play where he goes behind the back and then switches to the left hand.
Man, nice.
I mean,
yeah, I didn't realize he's a Raleigh, North Carolina boy. So wearing that baby blue.
Baby blue. Yeah.
Good.
I love those. I love those jerseys.
Yeah, they're sick. Faves. But I like the layup, the moment. There's 10,000 moment count on this one. About 600 that are for sale right now. I love again stats. I love when people put up points to minutes. It's one of my favorite things to kind of look at. I know there's other things, but 24 minutes in this game, 24 points. I don't think you can ask for more than a player than a point per minute. But again, Rockets versus the Wizards, it's a great moment. I'll let y'all break it down a little more.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely a great moment. The reason why this moment really means a lot to me is actually it's one of 4 moments that actually happened on my actual birthday, January 26th.
Nice.
So this moment, awesome. Of all the Co-Capt moments, this one actually means the most to me because of that. But what's crazy is like on the platform, my favorite moment is of all the moments on the platform is actually the Trae Young Kobe tribute 35K.
Really?
Because that's another moment that happens on my birthday. And, obviously because of the being the Kobe tribute, that's also the day that he passed away. So I remember my 40th birthday, is like waking up that morning, just hearing that news. It kind of just changed that whole day for me and my family. you
Yeah.
know, just from a great happy day to kind of a sad one. So, and you know, my wife is actually a Lakers fan. I married a Lakers fan, right?
Wow.
And so, you know, her favorite player of all time happens to be Kobe Bryant. We even named kind of our daughter kind of after him, you know, Emma Bean. So you know, he
Wow.
means a lot to us, and just kind of how that all happened, and on the day of my birthday, and kind of all these moments that, you know, you're seeing later that happened kind of a year later in the bubble, them celebrating Kobe and things like that. So this is kind of makes this moment a little more special to me, just because of those memories and things that tie into, you know, kind of just real life experiences that tie into moments. And that's why we collect them. You know, some of these are games we've attended, or you know, great moments that we saw at some place or some time that just mean a lot to us personally. You know, and it doesn't matter you pay $2,000 for it. You know, it's just something that means so much that that price doesn't even matter at that point.
So many
Yeah.
special ties to this moment with the date and different things for you. I'm glad that you told us about that. Thanks for sharing those things.
Yeah, no problem.
It's crazy. You're talking about birthday moments, and I know
I mean,
that
you guys each got a birthday moment, right? I mean, or have you looked into? Is there one that each one of you sticks out for each one of you guys?
Well,
Birthday
so
moment?
literally last night, this is a lot of people don't know. It's not really alpha, but my birthday's in 6 days. So last night I was literally going through every moment on Top Shot that was my birthday moment to see what I don't have. And there were only two. There was a Robert Williams, a Boston moment, the rare, and then there's a who was it? It was a throwdown. I forget who it was on Washington. I think it was Rue, but those are the only two moments I don't have yet. So I was literally thinking about that last night. So it's cool to collect
Awesome.
something that has more meaning to you. You know, certain dates, events, things that happen. So that's really rad. I like that.
Yeah, my birthday's the 27th of January, bro. So yeah, we need to party together.
We're neighbors, yeah.
Yeah,
Aquarius buddies.
there we go. That makes
Two of a
sense.
kind.
Why we're so successful and good looking.
If we're just talking about a date, mine's technically the 28th of a month.
Okay.
Gotcha,
Obviously, we're in
gotcha.
April, so it's April, but the 28th, 27th, you know, it's a close number.
Oh, hey, so that's coming up.
Yeah.
I think in 6 days.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, I guess a week from today on Friday.
I may have to go to Dallas next weekend. You going?
No
Are
more
you
belly dancing. No more belly dancing.
Once was enough.
Today is not your birthday? You sure?
No. I mean, if you want to dance, lead, I'll make today my birthday.
Wait. So
Look at that baby
where are we
face,
going?
beautiful smile.
Where are we going for your birthday? I can't believe we're waiting this long. We should have been planning this thing, man.
Yeah, well, you know, I got a wedding coming up, so I'm not doing anything too
Wow.
crazy. I'm saving all my money for that, which hopefully you guys will be at. But yeah, just probably gonna take it easy. I work the weekend, so probably come back to my favorite sushi place where I have my own roll on the menu. It's called the
Wow.
Brett roll. I need to
Wow.
have them change it to the King Brett roll.
Yeah.
But probably have some sushi and take it easy. So should be a fun
Listen,
evening.
So
I would
what comes in the Brett roll? Like what ingredients are in there?
Great
You
question.
got me curious now.
I know that I do, but there's only one way for you to experience it, and it's to come to Dallas, Texas, and have it with me. My treat, no pun intended, Treaticus.
there we go.
And I will let you know if you want to have a Brett roll. Any of you listening out there, come to Dallas. Don't show up at my door. Text me first, and we'll meet there, and we will have a great time.
So you're inviting us all to put your roll in our mouth. Is that what
it melts in your mouth?
Taste your roll.
Best thing you put in there all week, and
that's
not too much to handle. It's the perfect size roll. So, speaking of rolls, this next Co-Capt guy is on a roll as well.
The best is if we clip that, we're gonna have John Wall making a great move behind the back, going during that combo.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Hey, if you're not here to have fun, why are you listening? I mean, we're not the boring. We're gonna yell and be upset and talk about like we're here to have fun, meet friends, and break down some awesome freaking moments. So
Very true.
sorry if you're offended, but also not sorry.
As Lee mentioned earlier, shout out to the Wizards for showing up again on defense in the Co-Capt.
Yes. Thank you.
They're there a lot. Yep. Five-time All-Star John Wall from 14 to 18. Dude, what was a stud there for a while. He's on the backside of his career, but one of the fastest guys in the NBA ever. It can just absolutely fly rim to rim.
Yeah, when he was with the Wizards, I was a huge John Wall fan with the Wizards.
Yeah.
I mean, he was one of the people when I played fantasy back then. I would always pick John Wall. So just double machine, tons of steals, just perfect for fantasy. So,
and I guess that I don't know a whole lot about his injuries and stuff, but it seems like that speed and quickness and what was his game, getting out in the open court and just blowing by everybody. He just wasn't the same after that. He just poor SDA and his Wizards. I mean, we're just always showing them getting used and abused, talking about former Wizards that used to be good.
I mean, it could be. I mean, it happens to Rockets a lot. If you watch a lot of these moments, we're the opposing team on a lot of these moments, especially in S4. I mean, you check out S4.
I'm glad you know,
because I think half the set is against the Rockets. That's how bad we were on defense this year.
That's funny. Now that's a whole other interesting take. Like, does the curation team pick on certain franchise?
No, we just gave up. Everyone had their biggest game against the Rockets. Even like in the Dame 70-point game, that was against us.
Yeah.
So it just everyone just happened to just go off when they played our team.
Oh, that's funny.
Boys, let's move to the last one. Third moment of the day.
Freddie.
Last one. It's going by fast, boys.
I know it.
I'm a man.
It's going fast. For sure.
Sorry.
You got the roll to prove it. We know.
That's right. What do you can see my belly from here? I thought I cut it off.
No, we're talking about the Brett roll, but
oh, okay.
No,
I was like, look, I got the camera boobs up. You can't see my rolls yet. That's in real life. Dude, so this Fred VanVleet. I'll break this down real quick. This is one of the first challenge rewards we've kind of reviewed. It's a 3-pointer out here. There's only 6,567 of these puppies that were ever minted. There's 75 that have been burned, and there's only about 260 for sale right now. This is one of the more expensive moments we reviewed so far, too. It's got a $12 base right now. I call this, it's a great play. It's the Raptors versus 76ers. Fred had 37 minutes and 23 points. And I'll let y'all break it down, but I call this one accidental magic. So go from there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I like plays like this.
I'm not sure Siakam doesn't get fouled. You don't get a great angle of it, but it just hits VanVleet's hands perfectly right there on the sideline.
Oh yeah, and I guess he was,
in high school. He just shot put that ball out there.
They're probably trying to draw that defender off of him, so he can kick out, but the defender didn't. Seemed like he was, he was going ball toward, or maybe he was going away from the ball to the corner, and it just came out. I don't know.
Once he didn't get the steal, he definitely doesn't think that the shot's a realistic one. He doesn't even put a hand up. He just turns and looks. Bank shot. The bank is open.
Yeah,
that's an amazing shot. I mean, just to be able to fade away like that, and just throw it up and off the glass, even ridiculous shot.
And as a defender, maybe it's late. I guess late in the shot clock, right? You've probably locked them down. You feel good about a good defensive stand, and then that's heartbreaking. It kills you.
Similar story to previous Co-Capt Gordon Hayward of smaller school, had big time Final Four and March Madness success. It kind of put him on the map, but he didn't get drafted. Wasn't really highly thought of for an NBA player. It's cool to see that he's cornered a good spot, starting position, and seems to be very well liked by teammates. It seems like he's a great player up there in Toronto.
Yeah, no, great player. I mean, he made the All-Star game last year, right? So
yeah,
first time, 22 All-Star.
Yeah, I like his game. The Raptors. Are there rumors going around about some Raptors making some moves? I thought I saw something.
Yeah.
Recently,
well, they did
making some moves.
We did recently let go of Nick Nurse.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
coach.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Seems to be restructuring.
So
what's up with that?
I know a lot of. I mean, they made the play-in, but I know a lot of Raptors fans were probably hoping they would be sellers at the deadline. Because they could have got a lot of assets for some of the players they had, especially Siakam, I think.
Yeah.
Even Fred. A lot of teams out there would love those two players.
But 4 years in college, was a big-time player at Wichita State. Like I mentioned, the Final Four, and they went undefeated, I believe his junior year in the regular season before the playoffs. But was a champ in the league 2019 with Toronto, but was also a champ in the D-League. He had a stint, which was G-League beforehand. They used to call it the D-League. But dude has championship pedigree, played really high-level basketball in college, goes to the D-League, now G-League, wins a championship there, then goes to Toronto undrafted and wins a championship there. Nice. Guy knows how to play basketball.
Yeah. And, this is another Raptors, it's time winding down in the shot clock. Maybe this is against the Sixers. So Sixers had a little PTSD after this, right? Reminded them of the Kawhi shot that broke their heart, made Embiid cry.
Yeah, I remember that shot too.
When is that getting minted?
Probably never. No, I don't know. That's an iconic one for sure. No.
Run it back.
All three moments today had great context. Showed a little bit before the play, showed after, showed facial expressions. I thought it was very cut really well compared to some of the others that we've kind of been looking at and perhaps critiquing. These were really, really well done.
Yeah, along the lines of what you were saying a second ago, in this, when are they going to create that set? I don't know why, but when I was watching this moment, as you said that, I thought about all the bad fouls and all the things going on, and it'd be cool if they came out with a crybaby set. They just took all the worst fake fouls or the worst foul reactions and just had a whole set of players. Back for me, it was I called it the Ginobili flop. It was you could look at Ginobili and you'd be like, oh! So it'd be cool to have a set like that and just embrace some of these characteristics of the players, because that's half the fun is watching everything going on. It's crazy.
Yeah, and Lowry, is he in here at all in this? Because wasn't he playing for the Raptors then? Still, he's one of the worst of that, right? Lowry just flopping all over.
Yeah, a lot of them in the league.
Kind of like a Brett roll, just flopping all over the place.
No, it's very. I'm not even going to go there. Let's something I love to do at the end. We've watched all three of these. Let's go through and we're going to save you the best for last. But let's go through and pick our moment of the week out of the three that we watched. What's the moment to you that piqued your interest? You like one way or another. You love the pass. You love the mint count. You love the player. You love the team. Tell me who you're thinking. We're going to change it up. Let's start with Treaticus first today.
Yeah. Man, I like the John Wall. I like that it displays, really what his game is all about and really was when he was in his prime before his injury. And I do like the baby blue. Great, I love the connection to North Carolina and how. So that moment, that play, hell of a play, definitely my favorite of the three we looked at today.
That's awesome, dude. And it's crazy how sometimes you can rewatch these moments, everyone, and then you read the description, which I know is weird for some of you. There's a description under a moment, right? It has facts that have been
that?
Yeah, right. But you can find some cool connections. Like if you're a big North Carolina fan, you may have forgot that that's where he was, or that's where he grew up, or you can just make these cool connections, and it really makes your moments memories. To quote Austin, we had on not too long ago, and if these moments become a memory or they're tied to memory, that's what generates that passion inside of us to keep collecting, keep adding. So it's really cool. I love that treat. Three ball. Got the Dallas jersey hanging under the moment by moment, wearing a Dallas jersey. Dallas is not one of the three options today. Who's your choice? Who are you going with?
Appreciate that intro. Intro my selection for today, you could easily pick that John Wall moment. It is smooth behind the back, but I know where our guest of honor is going to go, and Triticus already went there. You could easily pick Fred VanVleet because it was a challenge reward, and it's an incredible shot. But I'm going to go PJ Washington. I think with LaMelo involved, the pick and roll, I think it's a great finish. I think he's a Frisco, Texas boy, so there's some connection there. I'm going to pick PJ.
PJ the man. I love it. I was not expecting it, but I do love the LaMelo tie-in. It is a great moment for sure. I'm gonna go, and I'm a big fan of accidental magic. That's something that's kind of like if you could describe my life in a way, that's the way to describe it. Accidental magic, But that being said, I just love a player showing off their personal skills and what they can do. And John Wall, I'm going with him behind the back, and not just like the behind the back and dish it out, but he finished. He went from right to left. Like it was just a great fluid moment going through the defense. Even though I like accidental magic, I'm going with John Wall. So the Rockets have a second vote there. No pressure. You don't have the Rockets, but Lee, out of the three, who's your moment of the week?
I mean, you guys probably already know the answer for me.
PJ
Washington, right? No. Yeah, I knew it. I knew you were on the same wavelength. I mean, obviously, Houston Rockets, John Wall, birthday moment. There's no wrong answer here, but this is the right answer. John Wall is definitely got to be the one for today. Just a great moment. He just was one of the best, quickest. Those handles. I mean, that speed, that agility. Back when he was healthy, it was just amazing to watch him play. So, granted, PJ could become a great player, and obviously Fred is coming into his own as a great point guard and one of the better ones in the league playing right now. So, both great to watch, but John Wall is just, I grew up watching John Wall and just experiencing that, and him coming home to Houston, just, that's got to be the one for me for sure.
Coming home, baby. That's right. 3 for John Wall, 1 for PJ Washington. Sorry, Fred VanVleet fans. We still appreciate you. But no, anyone out there that's listening to this, watching this, whether it's YouTube or you're listening to the pod or you catch us on Twitter, we want to know what you're thinking. You check out these 3 Co-Capts moments: PJ Washington, John Wall, Fred VanVleet. Tell us right in the comments, post what's your pick out of those 3. We may be doing something cool with some of these interactions, so definitely jump on there and tell us your choice of the week as well. So we appreciate all y'all for sure. I'll turn it back over to y'all.
Yeah, awesome. Well, man, great time today, Lee. Thank you for joining us. Please come back and for the shenanigans.
I mean, I had a great time. Of course, I've talked to you guys on the daily in our chat, but just being able to sit down and just really talk kind of in this setting with you guys, it's been awesome. I love you, Treat. Trick or Treaticus, my guy from downtown, 3 Ball, and of course the King of the South, King Brett. So
yeah,
Dude, that's so
Lee.
awesome.
Sorry, Brett. Appreciate you for jumping on, Lee. I was so happy to talk to you. Thanks, buddy.
thank you.
Brett, you
Peace
got any
out, man.
parting
Yeah.
thoughts?
I always have thoughts, guys. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about just everything, it's just love to have you on. It's always so cool getting put a face to a name and actually see people to prove we're real. We're not all 4 individually AI components out there in the world. But just thanks for everything you do for the community, the Rockets community. Keep pushing, keep going hard, and can't wait to have you back for sure, man.
And next January birthday celebration.
Let's do it.
In Dallas. Some Brett roll.
Let's do it. Sounds good.
Fun.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.